Hey, I'm David McNeil and welcome to In the Know with RV Pro. Back in May, Curt, a leading manufacturer of towing products and truck accessories, announced its new corporate name, Curt Group. The unified family of brands that fall under it include Aries, Laverne Truck Equipment, and Retrack. Joining us today is Curt Group's CEO, Rock Lambert, who was appointed shortly before the announcement of the company's rebranding. Rock, welcome to In the Know.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for being here. And, well, tell me, so what attracted you to the CEO position at Curt?
You know, it's first of all, I love the industry, and I really enjoy working with the group of people we have. I like the industry. You know, I've been learning quite a bit. Like I've told my team more than once, I don't necessarily know this business specifically, or did not at the time. I know a little bit about it now, of course, but I knew every single piece of it, right? Distribution, manufacturing, product development, and so on. So I didn't feel like I was completely lost in what we're doing. So it was great, and it really allowed me to learn the business pretty quickly.
Oh, totally. Well, and now that you've settled in a bit, what's a typical day like for you?
It depends on where we're at in the cycle. So I can tell you in the last 2-3 months, for instance, or 2-3 months ago, I should say, lots of focus on where do we go next. So, you know, trying to get a sense for what the next strategic moves would be for the business. Obviously, we intend to continue to grow the business. And so I spent quite a bit of time determining, you know, what is going to be the right next step for us. Is it another acquisition? You know, is it continuing some of the operational improvement things that we've been working on? Is it a blend of everything? So I would say, you know, 2 months ago, I was probably spending 40-50% of my time doing some of that. The rest of the time is very much supporting. So we launched a lot of operational improvement initiatives. I was a month into the job essentially when we identified a list of things that I thought we could improve upon. And when I'm in Eau Claire, which is probably 60, 65, 70% of my time these days, I try to walk the plant, you know, a couple, 3 times a week, interact with the people on the floor. Again, kind of get a sense for the progress we're making on some of the initiatives that we launched from a leadership perspective, and connecting with the people. You know, I have lunches or breakfasts with people from the plant on a regular basis, once or twice a week, just to get a sense for, you know, where things are going from their perspective and what can we do different from a leadership perspective to support the efforts that they put out there to make sure we get a great product out in the field every single day. So
yeah, totally. Well, and you know, Curt recently announced that it was, you know, it's rebranded as Curt Group. Why was the rebranding important?
So as you know, the company has gone through a few acquisitions, right, in recent years. We're talking Laverne, Retrack, Aries, more recently UWS. And so, you know, having Curt Manufacturing as one of the brands, yet sort of the endorser brand, if you want, I thought was creating a little bit of confusion. Obviously, you know, Curt as a name is extremely well known and has strong equity behind it. And so I didn't want to create something that would be, you know, Rock's Group or whatever. It made no sense. And so we leveraged the Curt name, created the Curt Group, which is sort of an umbrella brand, if you want, for the brands that we have today. And who knows, and I will say most likely, you know, we're going to continue to look at acquisitions that we could add on to the platform that would make sense for us. And so we just have, you know, it's sort of an umbrella brand, if you want, that will make sure that we incorporate all the brands under that one name. And of course, we didn't lose the Curt Manufacturing name per se for our towing business side of the game. So we just thought that it would make it a little clearer and avoid any confusion today and moving forward with the plans that we have.
Well, and then, so you just mentioned it now, but, you know, the acquisition of United Welding Services this summer. Yeah, tell me a bit more about that. How does that acquisition benefit the company?
So we came up with a set of criteria, you know, when we want to expand or acquire something, what is it that we're looking for? And one of them, and I will say probably the most important one, is leveraging the distribution network that we have. We have a very elaborate, and I think we cover pretty much all segments of the business with our distribution network. And so UWS was a complementary product to what we have. You know, obviously we were not in the toolbox business. It was a great fit in the sense that their distribution was not as mature as ours is, I should say. They were under Thule, as you probably know. We have a good footprint with our warehouses, and so we thought that we could improve their ability to go to market in the different geographies of the country a little bit better. And we're now 4 months into it, and I will say that we've proven to be right. The UWS business has been doing very well for us. We're growing it at a pretty fast clip right now. Again, leveraging the assets that we knew we had, distribution, and then a good warehouse footprint that allows us to be closer to market. So that was the main driver, and at this point I would say we can check the box. I think it's going in the direction we anticipated.
Right, and when you talk about the future of the company, where it's going, how important is the hitch and towing segment going to be for Curt moving forward?
Hopefully there are some opportunities that allow us to grow it, not only organically, because we are putting a lot of efforts in trying to add to the product lines that we offer today, but also, we remain open and keep our eyes out for some potential acquisitions that would help us continue to leverage the strength that we have with Curt Manufacturing as a brand name out there in towing.
Right. Well, and can you offer any insights about upcoming Curt products or developments related to the towing segment?
There's always some work going on. One of the things I did when I came on board, coming from the power sport business, product innovation is extremely important. It's, as you probably know, a very dynamic world where, product appeal and the technologies and the performances and all that always regularly need to be updated. And so we created an innovation center initiative where we're focusing a little bit more on the design side. And when I say design, I don't mean just the technical design, but also the visual appeal of the products, and trying to come up with some ideas that don't exist in the industry today. And so that mandate to the innovation center is both touching the truck accessories business as well as what we can do on the towing side. There are some areas that I believe could be exploited better, could be exploited differently, and so we're spending a lot of time, money, and energy right now trying to come up with products that would be totally new, that would allow us to differentiate ourselves from what's out there and ultimately serve our customers and consumers better with products that don't exist today that will make their lives easier. So,
in the past, Curt has operated outside of traditional distributor channels in the RV segment. Do you foresee any changes on that moving forward?
Well, we try to improve our coverage as much as we can. I will say that much. And so we are working right now on some opportunities that would allow us to reach, all the open portions of our distribution. RV is one area where our coverage is not as strong as it is in some other areas. And so we're working on trying to find the best way to reach out to those guys. So that our products will be more broadly available to the customers that want to buy some Curt stuff or whatever trucking accessories equipment we have.
So tell me, is there anything that we didn't cover? Any announcements you'd might like to make? Anything you'd like to tease us with? Anything like that?
Well, we're 2 weeks away from SEMA. We're going to have, I think, some really cool stuff that we're going to be displaying. The marketing guys have really stepped out of their way. Joe Thompson and his group have stepped out of their way to give us a booth that I think is going to be impossible to miss. The guys have done a great job with the layout. We have a couple of new things we're going to be showing there that hopefully will get a lot of attention from both the trade and hopefully potentially some of the press people. So we look forward to having you come and visit our booth and have conversations about whatever you're going to see there that you haven't heard about yet.
Definitely. Well, looking forward to it. Well, Rock, thank you so much for being here today. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you very much for having me, David. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Take care. All right. Be sure to join us next month for another episode of In the Know.